Category 4 storm off the west coast of Florida right now. Landfall is expected late tonight. Alerts are in place across almost the entire Florida peninsula, and there are new tropical storm watches and warnings for parts of Georgia and South Carolina.
The effects from Milton already being felt. There has been a tornado outbreak ahead of the storm. This is one of those tornadoes that appears to have touched down near Interstate 75 in Broward County earlier today. Emergency officials are making their final preparations for this storm. It is already being called catastrophic and life-threatening. Milton is going to be the second major hurricane to hit the Sunshine State in just the last 2 weeks. Our NBC News teams are fanned out across the storm zone. We're going to check in with some of them in just a moment. But first, let's go to NBC New York meteorologist Matt Brickman, who's going to be with us for the full hour. Matt, we're getting closer to landfall, though it's still hours away. What's the latest track?
Well, we're getting updates from the National Hurricane Center just about every hour now, and you're going to see these little wobbles in the path of the storm, in the track, 10 miles north, 10 miles south, and that's going to make a big difference for these communities in the peak storm surge that they see. So the areas just to the south of the center of the storm are likely going to see that 12 to 15-foot storm surge on the high end. Right now, the storm is anchored 120 miles southwest of Tampa with winds to 130 miles an hour and moving northeast at 16 miles an hour. We have been seeing numerous tornadoes, over 10 confirmed tornadoes at this point, in active tornado warnings spreading across much of the southern half of the state. There's a tornado watch for that part of Florida until 9 o'clock tonight. Here's the latest tracking. You can see the center of that cone passing through Sarasota. But if this goes a little bit farther to the north, Tampa Bay could see some of those higher storm surges. A little bit farther south, and it's Port Charlotte that's a greater concern. Look at this, though. It stays as a hurricane clear across Florida, bringing with it these powerful winds. So in addition to ocean water being pushed on land with the storm surge, we have these high-end winds, 80 to 100 miles an hour, that can do damage to high-rise buildings that otherwise would avoid some of that heavy rain and flooding down at lower levels. You can see all those strong storm surge numbers, 8 to 12 feet, even outside of the worst of it. This is still life-threatening, catastrophic storm surge from this storm. We'll continue to update it as it develops. Back to you.
All right. Appreciate that. Meteorologist Matt Brickman with us. Thank you.
So I want to bring in NBC News correspondent Dana Griffin. You're in Naples. Storm surge, also a major concern there. So what's the latest?
Yeah. So right now we're feeling the wind gust pick up to 50 miles per hour. So right now we're not experiencing rain, but earlier we were, especially when we were at the beach where, guys, even just hours ago, you still had surfers in the water as these high waves were kicking up. I took a moment to chat with them about why they were in the water, especially as a tornado warning alert was going off and we were seeing lightning in the distance. Listen to part of our conversation. Is there ever a moment during the storm where you say, this is too dangerous, I'm leaving?
Not until we get kicked off. That's about it.
Well, this beach is technically closed, and we've heard law enforcement say people got to get out. Like, are you guys going to just stay anyway?
It was just the beach patrol, so we figured we'd just get by it. Figured it was no problem. Not the cops yet, so just try and enjoy the surf.
And they said they were going to stay out for a couple of hours. That was a couple of hours ago, so hopefully they have left the area. We've seen several people show up to that beach, and they say that they are safe. They're in high rises or they're farther inland, so they're not concerned.